And Joey Sly set to get us started, and we are underway in our nation's capital. This taken in at the goal line. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. So they've got the foot right on the edge of the... line. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Now a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, Antonio Gibson with it. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. On the counter, Gibson. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. Gibson. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. First and goal. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. John Bates. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Commanders march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, first and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St. Just. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Off a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up first and 10. Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for second and 23. Herbert. He got him a big chunk of that yardage back, but even with that effort, it'll still be third and long. The Commanders bring out the nickel package on third down. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. That's taken in by the tight end, McKinney. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. They snap it to Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Herbert off of play action. This is swung out to Eckler. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And Allen's got it. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as this defense, boy, a little too loose there. They give up a gain of 19 on 4th down. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And some space here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. It's Eckler again. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Gerald Everett, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Chargers have cut it back within a score. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
Boy, a little panic here early. A first quarter onside kick. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And some room to work. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So out come the Chargers. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. The ball comes out, and it's Washington that scoops it up.
You know I love football. You know I love the game.
I hope so.
But nighttime in December, you know I'm wearing multiple coats. So I just wonder about the guys on the field with great gear.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Once more, Gibson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Commanders continue to pull away here in this 1st half. And oh, it's blocked. This is going the other way. And he gets it past the 30, but not much further than that. And the extra point attempt snuffed down.
And that one gets blocked, and there's simply nothing simple about trying to execute the PAT in some snow.
No, absolutely not. We saw Exhibit A of it right there.
You know, one thing that's going to be happening in the game now, the analytics side is going to get involved about what it takes, what the percentages are in the snow, what it's going to be like in the rain. All those things are going to come into play. You may see people decide to go for 2 more often if you have inclement weather.
And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense. And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Eckler now between the tackles. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again.
Wow, that ball was knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Martin, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. Now, it would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right, the social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Off the play fake, Heineke. And this is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 35 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. L.A. readies for its next possession. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on fourth down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side. And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up, and they gave the touchdown that was just given up. The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on third down. Up the middle with Eckler. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. They'll run for it with Eckler. Room here to run. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Once more, here's Eckler. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll try the air now with Herbert. It's Will. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been 2 ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there. Touchdown, Washington! Logan Thomas, 48 yards. And the Commanders have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try to get those yards a safer way.
And some room to run now. Dashing through the snow. And he's in for a Charger touchdown.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Brandon Staley telling his troops to stay out there and go for 2. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
An unsuccessful attempt at the 2-point conversion. And it was a triple option play, and they chose option 1, handing it to the fullback, and that's not normal.
And sometimes you just miss your read key, right?
Yeah, I think so. And sometimes they actually call that, thinking that maybe everyone will bypass the fullback going out to the tailback or the quarterback. But in this case, they overwhelmed him and stopped him.
They go play action. Now Heineke. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown. Curtis Samuel. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. They find some open field here. And how about that for just running out the clock? The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. First down, and they stick with Eckler. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Running on first down, Eckler. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And it's Washington that scoops it up. A big seam, and he might go all the way. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, and he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back.
We now proceed to the start of the second half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
On play action, Heineke. And this one is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Thomas brings it in. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Got an open man, finds Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on third down. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
That penalty is declined.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. 30, 20, 10. And he goes diving to get as much as he can following a big gain. A nice little cherry on top there at the end. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Eckler. And diving to try to get the first down. He's going to be a little bit shy of the marker. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
He moved from your former position senior year, strong safety.
Yeah, sometimes they get you up near the line of scrimmage, or you're trying to time up a blitz. You've got to get it right, otherwise that flag comes out and you just cost your team some yardage.
A handoff running left is Gibson. And he's got room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 135 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Gibson again. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Play action now. Here's Heineke. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, 45 yards. And the Commanders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes. And now it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful. Back now at FedEx Field, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Sly set to boot it. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. L.A. set to take over again on offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Officially. Going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's got McKinney complete to his tight end. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. The Chargers on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. A handoff, it's Eckler. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. It's Eckler again. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger first down. A give, Eckler running to the right. And he's going to get him another first down here as he's able to dive forward to get as much as he can. 195 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. They'll try the right side with Eckler. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Herbert. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Montez Sweat. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
And a decisive advantage became even more decisive. They already had the win in hand, but they keep pressing the tempo, and they pile on with another touchdown reception.
Would you consider that touchdown a reward to all the tight ends on their roster for their effort today? Not just running their routes, but all the time they spent in the trenches, laying down blocks, doing the little things to help that offense succeed. And for doing all of that, they definitely want one of their tight ends to get a touchdown to really seal this blowout.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. By rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And he's got some space here. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. On first down, right back to Gibson. And some room to maneuver. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On the give, this is Eckler. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On the ground, it's Eckler. And some space here. The 40. The 20. 10. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic, a lot of fun to watch.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by... Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will.
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The LA offense ready for this next possession. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Up the middle with Eckler. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Herbert. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the 1st down.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago. And you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.